The king suspects Ambassador Tarinway has been up to no good. Little things, some of her associations. But he can't accuse his allies of undermining the whole alliance. So he sent me to deal with it. Ambassador Tarinway used criminals to smuggle supplies. Never directly, but enough for us to notice. I'm not saying she had these stonemasons killed, but I'd like to ask her myself. Problem is, there's nothing we can do while she's in the Altmer embassy. If she left the embassy, she knows someone's onto her. She'll go to ground, try to flee. Have someone smuggle her out of Grotwood. We should probably stop her. Meet me by the Middens, at the base of the Elden Tree. I'll be there shortly.
I'm so shaken. Please, listen to me for just a moment. It's very important.
They call this place the Middens because it's where all the refuse ends up. We clear them out now and again, but they always come back. Necessary evil, I'm told. Spoke with someone I trust. She's definitely here. We should get moving. We're not far behind her. Capture her, bring her in for questioning. Find proof she's behind this so Prince Naiman doesn't expage. Never thought I'd hunt a high elf ambassador. Smugglers, skooma addicts, and more than a few criminals. They keep to themselves, but sometimes they band together to repel outsiders. Kind of like a filthier version of the Dominion. Our goal is to find Ambassador Tarinway before she buys passage out of staying in the shadows, avoiding unnecessary...
Spare some coin? Or some skooma?
I wasn't always a beggar.
Prince Naaman sent someone to the embassy. We have to leave before we're discovered.
It's too late! For the Heritons!
Prince Naaman sent someone to the embassy. We have to leave before we're discovered.
On your feet! You're coming with me.
Why? Where are you taking me?
To King Kamor and Eridon, where you'll answer for crimes against the Dominion.
You'll have me killed and served for dinner.
Only if you're proven guilty. And if you are, none of us could stomach you. Now get moving! Good work. I'll take her from here. You should inform the king of the good news.
Won't you take pity on me?
Can you believe it? Dragons in your own homeland. What are you going to do?
This one does not know, but...
You've returned. What have you learned of the Khajiit embassy? Oh, good. Nothing I enjoy more than talk of conspiracy. Did the ambassador have a manifesto? They usually have manifestos. No matter. I trust you resolved it. Splendid. I'll allow you the honour of informing Prince Naaman. Why not tell him the duly selected High Elf ambassador was working against the very dominion she pledged to support? I'll sit in my throne and try not to gloat.
I heard what you said to the king. Ambassador Tarinway, a traitor, my wife's killer, a loyal servant, and I, Queen Iren's representative in Eldenroot, required to thank you for your efforts. Very well. I'll provide no reason to question my duty to the Dominion. We'll interrogate Ambassador Tarinway until we know the extent of her treason. Then she'll die, as all traitors must. But no matter. Your efficiency in resolving this matter was commendable. Yin rewards its servants. Ambassador Tarinway's betrayal could not have been more absolute. She knew the details of the ratification ceremony, which puts Queen Iren at risk. It's my sister's own... She thought to appease the Sylvanar and the Main by agreeing to this foolish process. The ratification ceremony is the orrery, an ancient device beneath Eldenroot. It will divine Queen Iren's capacity to become Empress, or some such. But Ambassador Tarinway assisted in the preparations. I must assume she tried to sabotage the proceedings. Doing so would make Queen Iren look weak. No, we must proceed. You've proven your competence. I ask you to speak with Melaras. He's an expert on the orrery and knows what must be done. Quite pleasant once you grow accustomed to the smell. The preparations for this ratification ceremony seem endless, but I'm up to the task. She asked how she could prove herself their rightful leader. The Sylvanar suggested the orrery nonsense, and the Main agreed. Of course, neither will be present to see it, yet my sister is held to her pledge. How unexpected. Khajiiti political excuses are impossible to discern. I know the Main will not be present, and that's all. As for the Sylvanar, he died on Kenathi. Thought he could negotiate with the filthy sea elves. King Camoran Eredan. It's beneath his city, so there's no turning him away. And myself, of course.
Please don't mind Prince Naaman. Ambassador Tarinway's betrayal is a shock to us all. But no matter, the orrery must work flawlessly for the Queen. That's what we will ensure. Enough to be of service. The orrery hasn't functioned as intended for ages. We planned to use some rather delicate magic to trick it into operation. But if Prince Naaman believes there was sabotage, we must look to an alternative method. Why, we'll look to the past. According to legend, the orrery required a skilled creator, an alien source of power, and a divine spark before it would function. Without 3, it won't do anything but spin. Quite pretty, but not very useful. Conservator Darineth maintains the orrery and has studied the Aeoliad monitoring rituals. Unfortunately, she was called away to South Point for a personal matter. If you can locate her and convince her to, we'll have our operator. I've researched this a bit. Really, you need to be in 3 places at once. Simple, right? But the Fallen Esti winter site is rumored to hold a relic of the Khajiiti thief god. For our purposes, Radchin's mantle will serve as the divine spark, if it's truly there, of course. The heart of a numeral originally brought life to the orrery, according to the texts. It long ago went missing, but a local mages guild named La Ronalda, wonderful, have anything you find directly to the orrery. Once everything...
If she was there, but they marched out, left the city completely undefended.
You fought the agents of Mehrunes Dagon, and won. The savior of Firsthold.
So much to report, I don't know where to start. A fellow seeker of knowledge. I can tell by the glint in your eye. The relic, why, it recently came alive. Though perhaps awake is the more appropriate word. One of my fellow Mages Guild scholars leads the excavation if you care to learn more. Come to think of it, I haven't seen... Suppose it's a bit troubling. Say, would you happen to be headed into the ruins? I have this report to finish, but if you could check on La Ronalda, it'd set my mind at ease. I'd love to chat more, but I really must finish this report. My fellows in the Elden Root Mages Guild are chomping at the bit to learn more of our findings. Yes, of course. Every dabbler in Proto-Aeoliad literature knows it's a metaphorical contrivance, but La Ronalda thinks it's located in the walls of this ruin. If she wants to end such a promising career, more funding for the rest of us. Ooh, I'm sure she can explain her ridiculous theories better than I.
If you're trying to sneak up on me, you have some competition. These flying books can be maddeningly speedy. Sometimes in pairs. They slam shut on your ear tips, then are off. Seems half the library has tormented us since we tripped the wards. I've been trying to settle things down, but it's slow going without my assistance. Tedrini headed to explore the Flesh Gardens. Once the wards broke, I sent Behilir to fetch him. Neither returned. Mages Guild protocol says I should remain in place until aid arrives. I'm hoping that's you. Do be careful out there. These books are hard, but they aren't the only things flitting about in the dark. Everything was quiet when we arrived, but bones and other refuse littered the halls. With the wards broken, it wouldn't surprise me if more than books are moving about. Are you, then? The Magus Guild petitioned the court of King Camoran Eridan for months before to excavate. And now you hope to waltz through and collect the heart of a numeral for yourself. Why would you possibly need it? Oh, I suppose that's a good enough reason. We've scoured the ruins from top to bottom and haven't seen so much as a glimmer. But if we do find it, the Mages Guild would be more than happy to aid. The secrets in the Reliquary of Stars were long ago uncovered, save one. Incredible amounts of magicka coursed through its walls, even when the ruins remained dormant. Until recently, this was thought to be a peculiarity of its construction. It all goes back to Numeril, one of the greatest Ayleid architects of the First Era. He built the Great Seal of Bellerata and the orrery at Eldenroot. Then recently, we uncovered proof that he constructed the archives in the Reliquary of Stars. Anumeril put his heart into his work. Literally, if the stories have the right of it. It powered the orrery at Eldenroot until it was lost. That's the source of power here, you see? It's what we hope to recover. Think of the potential applications. Are you, then? The Mages Guild.
soon after the other. If it would hold still, I could capture its likeness. So many fleshlings running through the halls, such obstreperous creatures. You seem a fine specimen. I don't think I have one of your kind in my garden. Oh, and it speaks. I just finished attaching some of my finest work between you and me, though you couldn't possibly appreciate the detail. Why, you need to entertain me. There are a variety of chests throughout the gardens. I placed your friend's soul in one of them. See if you find it before my oozing retinue tears you to pieces. The caretaker. I preserve everything against the ravages of time. Scrolls and books are easy. But the aliens themselves, they resist.
You perfidious slime! You'll rule the... What? Ukezi. Why does that name sound familiar? Perhaps... No, I've lost it. Wait, where is La Ronalda? Good. That's good. Then it hasn't been too long. I really should get my bearings. Don't worry about me. I know the way back. Wasn't he back at the camp? I suppose La Ronalda would know where he's off to. Always getting lost, that one.
Burn out!
Blasted Xarxus. I know I shouldn't have... Oh, another one? Hello? You aren't an illusion, are you? Thank the stars! You have to get me out of here! It seems I set off an ancient trap, but I think I've determined how those strange lights channel their energy, and how to turn it against them. Once trapped, strange creatures covered in eyes and tentacles descended from above. They reinforced the sconces with foul magic from their largest eyes. Those eyes are key. Extract one and use it to refocus. I don't know. Daedra, I expect? The horrors of Oblivion aren't my specialty. You'll know those floating beasts if you see them. They have many tentacles and seem quite nimble, like netches but covered in eyeballs.
Why won't you come to me, my love? You hold my lock of hair, yet you are not him. The words of another. Do you bring me a message from him? Is he delayed? Oh no. I hoped we would join together in one last embrace, triggering our death with my voice. But I whispered his name aloud as I waited. Was that enough to collapse the stones? I should go now.
Fall off. I'm glad the eyeball was worth it. So good when a theory works in practice, you know? I was certain it was a good theory. All part of the scholarly process, but never mind that. I should thank you for your timely rescue. I'll head back to our camp. I cannot wait to tell Larry what happened here.
Ah, good. Everyone back in one place. I was beginning to worry. And not a moment too soon. I managed to subdue one of the tomes. It's proven most enlightening. The Reliquary of Stars was created to preserve knowledge. This we already knew. But the book speaks of a deeper level, closed off from the rest of the ruin. I suspected the Heart of an Umbral was hidden somewhere in... If this description is accurate, the entrance lies somewhere in the Hall of Might. But there's something else. Would you come with me? Thank you. Tedrini has behaved quite erratically since his return. This should be far enough. When you went searching for my assistance, did you see anyone else? Anyone intelligent, I mean. Spectres don't count. Damn. That's what I was afraid of. The book mentions her specifically, some sort of caretaker. Her specialty was... well, there's no easy way around it. She controlled the minds of others. Seems even the Aliads feared her. Maybe. Tedrini hasn't been the same since he returned. He's normally so enthusiastic about his studies, but he's withdrawn into himself. It's downright unsettling watching him suffer like this. I'd like to run some simple tests for signs of Daedric influence. While I do so, would you bring Behillir with you to search the Hall of Might? I suspect the Heart of an Umbral lays within its walls. Wonderful. If this tome is correct, there's a passageway hidden in the library. I'm sure you and Behillir will find it.
I heard my name! What do you need?
Behillir asks your help in the Hall of Might.
The Hall of Might? might! So you think we found it? Oh, exhilarating! Lead away, my friend. Where are they coming from? Well done! This looks promising. Let's start searching. Must be around here somewhere. Over here! There's a draft coming from this bookcase! I think this could be... Of a numeral. I never thought I'd hold it.
In my own two hands. Well, puppet hands count as my hands. The power. It's exquisite. And I have you to thank. And now, I really must take this Bay Hellier puppet for a stroll. Let's see how fast it can run. I'm nearly free after all these years. Once my body back, the mortals will suffer. I don't have time.
Bay Hellier suggested Tadrini was under her control. A ruse, and one I should have seen. But if Ukezi has the heart of a numeral, she can use it to restore her spirit to her body. We have to get it back. Through the door. We've never been able to open it, and I don't know where it leads. Quickly, after her. I'll attempt to restore the wards here, should you fail. We can't allow a Daedra to wreak havoc with the heart of a numeral.
Done with one final shift? Yes, I can feel it. Where is that ugly thing? It should be here! You think me defeated so easily? No, not again.
You! I hadn't thought you'd make it out alive. Ukezi must have been formidable alone. With the heart of a Numeril in her hands, I can hardly imagine. You do have it, don't you? Wonderful! When all the flying books fell, I knew it had left the ruins. I'll return it to the Elden Root Mages Guild, per our agreement with the king. We won't need to worry about Daedra finding it there. Very well. So they're really going through with it, are they? I'd pay my weight in gold to see the orrery working. I'll personally ensure it reaches there without further trouble, don't you fear. After I return it to the orrery, perhaps I can research its properties once the ceremony is complete. If the Queen allows, of course. I'm not one to stand in the way of royalty.
Excuse me. Did you know my husband? What brings you to my husband's grave? I don't think we ever met. My husband was a guard for a merchant caravan. One day, he found a magic amulet on a dead man laying in the road. Almost overnight, he became despondent, and when he spoke, he would only talk about the bandits he had killed while defending the caravan. No, nothing worked. I even paid to have the origin of the amulet divined, and learned it was crafted in Cormount. Surprisingly, my husband volunteered to... but he was found dead not far from town the next day. And you have the amulet. I suggest you find a way to be rid of it as soon as possible, before you lose the will to even try.
Nice kill. You interested in hunting something a little more dangerous?
Burn it! death.